We gotta start. Okay, start that. Wait for this to update. You get a little behind the scenes look now. Okay, share that. And then we post it here. Class video stream. All right, that's in. We got 2 here. We've got 4 online. That's not enough. That's not enough. We need a lot more than that. Okay, who do we actually got? Got Fatima. Right here. And Axel? Axel, okay. And then we got Alani and Christian and Emmeline and Giselle and Jasmine. All right. We'll call those on time. Okay, quiet you. And I had the quotation set up, and then we lost power, and we lost everything. I didn't get that put back in. So you'll have to do without today. I apologize. Fine. I should probably have it up by 7th. So if you go to my YouTube channel, find the video for 7th period, you can start that, and then you can see the quotation that'll be up at the beginning if you're like really into it. It's a good one. It's from Batman this time. All right. So we get to skip that introduction. Hello, good morning. And oh, who else we got here? I didn't mark you in yet. That is Noe? No. One of the Yetis. Gaspar. Yeah, why does it say AW? That happened. I don't know what that means. All right. Hello and welcome. Okay. Technical difficulties aside, we have to deal with the symbols of logic, which honestly, fairly straightforward. This is the only actual new thing for today. Let me zoom in. Is these guys right here. So we're going to take the same deductive reasoning from last week, the same modus ponens and modus tollens, and we're just going to shorten them even further. Remember how we started with translating statements into letters? We said, okay, if the evening sky is red, I don't want to write the evening sky is red that many times. We'll just shorten that. 1 letter, P, for the first statement. Then tomorrow it will be a beautiful day. Shorten that 1 letter, Q. And then before we were writing if P, then Q. And so it at least kind of seemed like a sentence, right? Well, then mathematicians got even lazier. That's not true. We just got too much thinking and not enough time on our hands. And we said, what if we just went full symbolic? No words. We're going to use the arrow to represent if then. If this, then that. Right? So if you recall from your notes this weekend, this is why that other text called this an implication. Right? When you write it as an if-then, saying it's a conditional sounds pretty reasonable. It's like, oh, it's a condition based on the if part. We associate if with conditional in language. But this is why they call it an implication, because you can also read this as P implies Q. Having this leads me to that one. And I really like the arrow because it's a very visual representation of what we're doing. We're moving from one statement to the other. This statement points towards that statement, right? All you got to do is follow the map of arrows to lead you to your conclusion. So it's kind of handy that way. The next symbol we got to deal with is not. We use the word not to negate things all the time. We need faster than 3 letters. Yeah, believe it or not, those 3 letters, that gets tiring to write out. So instead, we're going to use this little squiggle guy, sometimes called the tilde on your keyboard. Right, it's right up there next to number 1, under the escape button. Right? But it's not over top of any letters. This isn't an enye. Right? This is just the squiggle. Means not R. Okay? Think of it kind of like a minus sign on a number, right? You want the reverse of it, except we can't have negative statements. We just use this guy, right? And then finally, my very favorite one, the symbol for therefore. Because as was pointed out to me during one of the classes, I don't know if it was this one, 7th or 8th period, I misspelled therefore, because I always forget it has that little E on the end. I don't know why. But my brain has refused to acknowledge that E's existence, so I spell it wrong all the time. So this symbol is a lifesaver, because you can't spell it wrong. It's just 3 little dots in a triangle like that. Means therefore, which means your logical arguments start to get very simplified. Look at this. If P then Q, not Q, therefore not P. You can read all that, right? And if you have the key for what the statements P and Q actually mean, we can read through, we can turn this little bit into a whole paragraph here. Look at that. 3-sentence paragraph reduced to that. Look at the savings, right? My goodness, we're efficient here. We can fit tons of these on one page if we had to. And that's it. That's the new idea for today. Hello, there is some new shorthand. And so we're going to be practicing the same stuff, all right? So if you still haven't quite got it, this is still going to be some more modus ponens, modus tollens. We're going to just rewrite, translate into the symbols, and back again. And now, when you get to here, we're going to practice. All right, identify that modus ponens or modus tollens structure. And now it should be much clearer. When it was all written out in words, it was a little tough to decide, okay, which version is this? Is this doing modus ponens? Is this modus tollens? Now we've got it down to the essence. This is pure structure-based, right? So just check. Do the letters match up? Here's T implies R. If T, then R. T, therefore R, right? Because the map said, if you have T, go to R. It's like playing a board game, right? You land on the space. Oh, go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's what this says. And then we landed on that space. So now where do we end up? In jail. No $200, right? That's modus ponens right there. That's the basic structure, and that's all you need to recognize in the symbolic form. And then you can just like glance through these and be like, that one, that one, that one. You can just check off which ones fit that and which ones don't. Right? Much easier. And then the last few will be the full-on practice once again. Determine if these actually match, and then go ahead and give me the conclusion. When you're setting up the legend, if you have this document and you are editing it, feel free to just go through here and use, well, I guess we could, if you're using Kami, don't have to use the drawing. Where's the highlight? I thought one of these was highlight. Text, comment, markup. That's what I wanted. Yeah, text highlighter, right? You could come here and say, the treasure is discovered. Right, and call that T. I don't know why I picked yellow. That was a terrible color to show up there, right? But you could just label them like that instead of having to rewrite it, all right? If you are retyping this in your own document, unfortunately, yes, I will ask you to rewrite the treasure is discovered stands in for statement T, just like they've done up here. Okay? That is, of course, if there's a valid conclusion. If there's no valid conclusion, that's all you got to write. Right? That's the easiest one. Okay. I'm going to clear away this. Are there any questions then at this point? No? No? Any on Zoom? Okay. Then you can go ahead and begin.